Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my first Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of Draft. I've been playing a ton of this game since it released in open beta. I used to play a lot of Magic online, which is a different application, but ever since this new client, basically new game came out, I've been playing a lot of it. I've been loving it. So I'm going to jump into a draft. If you don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, if you've never heard of it, or if you've heard of it but you don't know how to play it, you don't know anything about it, I'm going to kind of step through probably my favorite format, which is draft. It's a little bit different than regular constructed Magic, which is a video for a different day. But I'm going to jump into a draft here. I hope you guys enjoy. Also, if it's your first time at the channel, don't forget to go down and click the subscribe button if you want to see more random videos about my life or me playing Magic the Gathering. Subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. So when you're drafting, you open 3 booster packs of cards and you pick one card and then pass your pack to the next person, and you keep picking cards until you have you finish through the pack, and then you build a deck out of what you get. So I'm going to jump in, cost 5,000 gold. So this is my first pack. There are 15 cards. And basically I just need to choose whichever one I think is best, whichever one I want to build my deck around. One really important thing in draft is removal, and I see this Deadly Visit and I'm really liking it. It's a removal spell, can destroy a creature. I also really like this Ladev Champion. It's late game value, paying 5 mana to create a 1/1 soldier is awesome. And everything else in the pack, I'm not super interested in anything else in the pack. This is a common, and it seems to get passed around a little bit. And this has higher upside. Now I think I'm going to take the Deadly Visit, because I really want to go into black anyways. So you see we picked our card, and then we got passed a bunch of different cards from the person virtually sitting beside of us. So again, we have a Notion Rain, which is really good. I really like Notion Rain, but I really like the Night Veil Sprite as well, especially in these Dimir Surveil decks. Being able to trigger Surveil every turn is really good. Unexplained Disappearance, that'll probably get passed around later in the draft, so I'm not worried about picking it up right now. I think I'm going to pick up this Night Veil Sprite. I think it has the highest upside, so let's see. We don't see a ton of cards in our perceived colors. I see the Severed Strands, which I like. Here's where I make the decision of, am I going to stick to blue-black, or am I going to go into a different color? I think here, if I stick in blue-black, I have the potential to get paid off more in upcoming packs. Unexplained Disappearance is better, personally, I think, than Severed Strands, because it doesn't require you to have a creature. You get the Surveil typed on. I've already got these 2 removal spells. I'm going to take the Surveil. Oh! Did not see the Darkblade Agent. Yep, this is a great card. Especially with the Night Veil Sprite, if you can trigger Surveil every turn. This is hard to block. If you can trigger Surveil at instant speed, it blocks well. It's a great card. For this pack, I'm tempted to take the Fist and Fist Cyclops and play it in Dimir. It's a really good beater. I don't know if I need the other Severed Strands right now, especially with maybe not a lot of creatures in my deck. Since it's Dimir, there's sometimes not a lot of creatures. I'm going to take the Fist and Fist Cyclops and see if we can get some instant sorceries to cast. So here, I really like the Darkblade Agent again. I think having 2 of these is going to be really sweet. The other option, Dazzling Lights, I'm not super excited about, but I do like the Surveil too. But I'm going to take the Agent. Here, I really like the Sinister Sabotage. I like to have 1 to 2 counter spells in my blue decks in this format. Probably next would be Never Happened, followed by the Go Gate. The Go Gate is pretty good here. because I could end up splashing a color, and then this would help me fix. But I think I want to take this because I like to have counter spells in my blue decks. Here's the obvious Whisper Agent, mostly because there's nothing else in the pack for us, but also it's just a really good way to trigger Surveil at instant speed. It's just a good creature. Here, Enhanced Surveillance, I'm glad we willed it. This was in our first pack and it came back around to us. This really lets you dig really deep in these blue-black Surveil decks. And if you land it on turn 2, especially against a control deck, you can really gain a ton of value off of it. Oh yeah, we'll take the Never Happen. We're getting into the part of the pack where it's either non-playables or just crap cards. Take this one, Companions, Creeping Chill. Oh, doesn't matter what can play it. Severed Strands. This stuff. And Vicious Rumors, which is kind of a playable card. Depends on what kind of deck you're in. Okay, I love this Disinformation Campaign in the first pack. This is going to allow me to accrue a ton of value over the course of the game. With all the Surveil I've got, I can trigger Surveil every turn. If I get a Night Veil Sprite, I have other ways to trigger Surveil, and whenever you trigger Surveil, this comes back to your hand. Second might be the Burglar Rat here. It's actually been a decent card in my evaluation, but I'm going to take, obviously, the Disinformation Campaign. Man. Let's talk about getting paid off. So this card is pretty annoying to deal with, and one of the best payoff cards in Dimir. Second would be the Deadly Visit as another removal spell, which I really would like to pick up another copy of eventually, but Night Veil Predator, obvious pick here. So here we have a decision to make. We could take a third Darkblood Agent, which is probably the move. This is another way to target Surveil at instant speed, and then this is good against token decks, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to pick one up probably in pack 3 or later in this pack. This might even will in this pack. So it's definitely between these two, and I think it'll be the Darkblade Agent here, because I think I can pick these up later as well. I'm going to take the Darkblade Agent. I like having 3 of those in my deck. Okay, nice. Another payoff for Surveil. This will get a +1/+1 counter each time we Surveil, so it can get really big. It can't attack until it has 3 counters on it, but I think we can get there. Plaguecrafter is really good. It sometimes misses. Especially I've not liked it when I am playing enchantment-based removal and I enchant their creature and then I play this. They have an obvious sack, so I'm going to take the Thoughtbound here and kind of go Turbo Surveil. This will be playing kind of a longer game, more controlling, which I can pick up removal, I'm pretty sure later, a little bit later. And there we go, we get paid off, so I think here is the Plaguecrafter. Yeah, definitely. So here, we actually have a little bit of a decision. Veiled Shade is good in these slower control-y decks. This one is not necessarily that, but having the threat of activation, being able to activate it and give it +1/+1 is really nice against aggro decks. Being able to trade with their creatures or simply kill their creatures. Necrotic Wound is good. I'm not super happy with it in a Dimir deck because it's not super easy to get creatures in the graveyard unless, I mean, I guess I'm sacking them Sever Strands, but I think I'd rather have a creature here. And then Spinal Centipede is a good card, but I think in these Dimir decks I would rather have a Veiled Shade. And there's also Pilfering Imp, which is actually, I'm going to take the Pilfering Imp, I think. I'm going to play the Disinformation Campaign and kind of discard route. Yeah, I guess we'll take our 4th Darkblade Agent. I don't mind that. Here, I think we'll just pick up the Guildgate, just in case we need to fix our mana and splash something later. And I like the Burglar Rat here, especially with the Severed Strands. Really, it just gives you a card back immediately. It's a 1-for-1, and Yeah, and it's really good with Sever Strands. Yeah, I think it'll be to borrow some bats. That's an easy way to finish the game if they can't deal with it, or block a bigger flyer. There's a couple flyers that this can block well, and it attacks pretty well as well. Yeah, like I said a while ago, we'll pick up Mephitic Vapors later in the pack, which we did. I'm digging it. And another one. I might take the Never Happened here. Or I could take the Gilgate. I think I'll take the Gilgate because I have the Nightbow Predator. I want to make sure I hit my mana. These are not going in the deck. Beltshade, don't mind to have. Vicious Rumors, don't mind to have. Okay. Here's actually a little bit of a tough decision. We have the House Guild Mage, which allows us to surveil every turn, allows us to surveil at instant speed if we need to. Also allows us to keep a creature tap down. It's pretty good value for 2 mana. We also have a Capture Sphere, which is a removal spell. We have 2 Sever Strands currently, and a Deadly Visit. I think I'll pass up on that. So it's really between House Guild Mage and Quasi Duplicate. If we cast a Quasi Duplicate on a Nightbow Predator, we probably win the game. This is kind of a tough decision. I think I'm going to take the Quasi Duplicate because it has higher upside. It's more fun. I'm not trying to play as tight as possible, so I'm going to take the Quasi Duplicate because I love just being able to cast that on like a Nightbow Predator. Maybe a little bit greedy, but so here I think that I'll take the Thoughtbound Phantasm. I have 2 of those. That'll be really good here. Yeah, I've already got these for constructed. I don't need to rare draft. Okay, I like the Barrier of Bones here. I like the triggering Surveil, and it also is really good against the aggro decks. I like the Burglar Rat as well. This Barrier of Bones also goes really well with the Severed Strands, just like the previous Burglar Rat. But I'm going to take the Barrier of Bones here. Here I think we go with the Burglar Rat number 2. I guess we could turn on the Necrotic Wound with, for example, the Plague Crafter, double Vicious Rumors. I'm Pilfering Amp sacking itself. It kind of turns it on. But if you need to take care of a big creature, it's not doing it consistently enough in these Dimir decks. I don't think it's worth it. So I'd rather just play kind of the attrition game and play the Burglar Rat. Okay, here I really like the Discovery Dispersal. Discovery is great, triggering Surveil, cycling through your deck, fixing your draws, and then Dispersal later in the game when they're either on no cards, which we can get them down to no cards with our discard, or when they have a couple cards in hand. It's just really good to bounce that big permanent and make them discard. Probably not playing anything in this pack. I'll take the Guild Summit for reasons. Here I think we take the Spinal Centipede. Let's look at our curve real quick. We have a ton of 3s, and we have enough 2s. We're not really hurting, and we're not ever playing the Vidalcan Mesmerist. We would rather play the Spinal Centipede, so I'm going to take that. Yeah, I'll take another one. Here I think we play the take the Mephitic Vapors, simply because if we do run up against a token deck, this is actually best of 1, so we're not going to be playing sideboard. I'm actually going to take the Dimir Gilgate. If we were playing sideboarded matches, this is really good against tokens, and I would bring it in and I'll take it here. But since we're not playing, since we're just playing best of 1s, I'm going to take the Gilgate so we can have perfect mana. I'll take the Pilfering Imp here. Maybe not. I'm probably not playing the Pilfering Imp. I think I'll take the 4th Dimir Gilgate, because I already have the double Thoughtbound, Barrier of Bones, and Pilfering Imp. I don't want to play more than 4 1-drops, so I'm going to take the Gilgate. Burglar Rat. Not playing any of these. None of these. And here we go. Let's go into deck building. So we currently have 54 cards in our deck. We need to get down to 40. These are obviously cuts. The ones that are off color. So that takes us to We need to make 10 cuts. This shouldn't be too difficult. I think we can cut the Vicious Rumors. It's decent. If we were on that game plan of like, let's get all the cards out of our opponent's hands, but I think we can do that anyways with Burglar Rats and where'd it go? Disinformation Campaign. I'm going to cut both of these, and we need to cut some 3-drops, so really hit on 3s. And out of the 3-drops, I really don't love the Piss and Fist Cyclops. I don't think I need to crash through with it. I think my Nightveil Predator is going to be, and my Bars and Bats are going to be my main finishers here. I just need to be able to control the game till that. So I'm going to cut the Piss and Fist, and the Guild Summit, don't need it. I like keeping the 4 Dark Blades. Maybe cut the Veiled Shade. Let's see, where are we at? Need to make 6 more cuts. I'm gonna cut. Actually, I'm gonna cut a Spinal, a Burglar Rat, probably another Spinal Centipede. I'm gonna cut the Never Happen. I'm gonna bring back in. Let's see, what are we at? I'm gonna bring back in one of the Spinal Centipedes because it's so good with Nightveil Spectre. Getting a +1/+1 counter on your Nightveil Spectre is pretty sweet. So I'm actually gonna bring that back in. This is kind of getting difficult. I might cut one of the Darkblade agents. I need to cut some 3s. I've got a ton of 3s, and I don't know if it's necessary to have all of those. I might cut the Veil Shade. I'm also going to cut the Mephitic Vapors. It's only good against tokens, really. How many Surveils do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have a ton of Surveil. Did I cut anything with Surveil? The Mephitic Vapors. That's what I was thinking about. It might be worth it to keep it in just so I can trigger all of my Surveil payoffs. Yeah, we're at 40. I think I'm gonna cut a Thoughtbound and bring back in Mephitic Vapors. I think it can hit enough X1s to be good enough, and also I need to be able to trigger all of my payoffs. I think I built right. Probably not, but I'm gonna go with this. So if you want to see gameplay of this deck, then go to my channel. It will be a different video. I wanted to split this up into a drafting video and a gameplay video. I might only play like 3 games on that video. I mean, who knows, I could lose all those 3 games, but so if you want to see the gameplay, then go over to that. And thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit about at least how I see the draft format, drafting Dimir. And if you want to learn a little bit more how to play, go make sure you watch those playthrough videos. And if you want to know, so I also stream on Twitch, and if you want to get updated when I'm going live on Twitch, you can follow me on Twitter at Clayton Hamrick, and I'll be posting there. And with that said, I'll see you over at the playthrough video.